Hi, welcome back to Align with Ali. Today we're just going to do a very gentle, very foundational, feel-good Pilates mat workout. This isn't going to be too intense, so if you are new to Pilates, this is a nice class for you. Or if you're just feeling like you just want a bit more of a gentle class, but still with some work and some strength, then this is also a really nice class for you. I will be having my Pilates ball with me, but if you don't have one, that's not a big deal, and we can make some adjustments. So we're just going to get started by sitting here. I'm just going to place my ball up to the side, and we're just going to start with a diaphragmatic breath. So just getting comfortable. If you want to lay down to do this, this is fine, but if you just want to sit here, you're going to place a hand over your diaphragm, above your belly, and then over your chest. We're just going to begin with a deep inhale through our nose, big exhale through the mouth. And as you take your deep inhales, I want you to feel your rib cage expanding. So feeling that rib cage expand from front to back, from side to side, and then audibly exhaling through your mouth. So deep inhale, hand rises on your belly, big exhale, letting all of that air out, dropping the shoulders away from the ears, deep inhale, big exhale. Big inhale, bigger exhale. This is going to be your last one. Make this one count. Deeper inhale, big exhale. And then whether you have a ball or not, I'm going to grab my ball. I'm going to go into that mermaid position. We're going to start with a nice little stretch here. So this is a mermaid position with one leg bent back and the other bent forward. If this doesn't feel comfortable, again, you can just sit with your feet planted or sit with your legs crossed. So you choose the option that feels best for you. I'm going to take my ball out to my right hand. I'm just going to slide along the ball, keeping my left hip anchored and reaching with my left arm. And then sliding back up. Now, if you don't have a ball, what you can do is you can just reach your right hand to the side to support you as you reach up and over. The ball's just nice because it helps to kind of glide that movement, but it's not mandatory for this exercise. Reaching up and over, trying to keep that left hip anchored down, reaching through those fingertips, making a nice C curve with your body. Moving your breath with the movement. Good. On this next one, you're going to reach up and over, and you're just going to rotate your chest down. I'm reaching my fingertips to the ball or to the mat, and then I'm rotating back forward, and then sitting up. We're going to do 4 more like this. Reach, rotate that chest down to the floor, forward, and up. Getting a nice rotation. Again, if you don't have the ball, your right hand is just on the mat. And then we've got one more. Beautiful. I'm going to take my ball and I'm going to bring it to the other side, and I'm going to flip my legs. So going right into the other side. We just start with our reach and back up. So now I'm trying to keep my right hip and bum grounded to the mat as best as I can. And that might limit how far I can reach and stretch, and that's okay. Keeping your breath fluid. So feeling some work in the arm as we lift and lower it. This next one you're going to reach, and you're going to add that rotation. We could do 5 total, going at a nice comfortable pace. We've got 2 more. Last one. Beautiful. Now, I'm going to take my ball. Again, you don't need the ball. You can just use your hands without sliding anything. Legs are going to come to a nice V, and I'm just going to roll my ball forward. Again, if you don't have that ball, you're just going to reach your hands forward, and you can walk your hands forward. Try and keep that back flat. You can play around with flattening your back and then rounding to reach a bit forward, and then coming back up to a flat back and then rounding, reach a bit more. Feeling a stretch in those hamstrings. I'm flexing my feet. If you need to bring your feet a little bit more inward, you can. Working into a comfortable range for you here. Trying to hold for a few seconds into that hamstring stretch. Good. Another hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then rolling up to sit tall. And then I'm just going to scoop my bum forward here. You're going to take, if you have a ball, great, take a ball. You can also use a foam roller. You can even just grab a pillow, a bolster, or for this next part, if you don't have any of those, you can just kind of lay flat, bring your arms out to the side to also get a chest opener. But I'm going to take the ball behind the middle of my back. Hands come behind my head, feet are planted, and I'm just going to take a deep inhale as I reach up and over that ball. And then nodding my chin to my throat, coming up into a little curl, and then back over. So again, a pillow would work, multiple pillows stacked. You're just going back and forth. You can also just hold. You can move where that ball is too. Different segments of your spine might be craving that extension. I'm really stiff in my mid to upper back, so that's where it feels best for me. Again, if you're on a foam roller or anything else, you're welcome to just kind of arch over and bring your hands up to the side and just focus in on your breath. I'm going to do one more like this. Then I'm going to come all the way up to sitting. I'm just going to remove that ball and then place it off to the side. From here, I'm going to reach my legs nice and long. I'm sitting on those sitting bones, so right on those bony parts under your bum. I'm just going to reach my arms forward, and I'm just going to start to tuck and curl through that pelvis. 1 vertebrae at a time, pulling my abdominals in until I'm flat, and then I'm just going to adjust myself on the mat. So from here, we're laying down, feet are hip width apart. We're just going to go into how to engage those lower and deep abdominals. And when I say lower, I mean they start lower, but then we're also going to work all the way up because this muscle is a really big muscle. So you're going to take your fingers and place them on the bony parts of your hip at the front, and you're just going to walk your fingers in an inch and down an inch. So it's going to feel nice and soft, as it should. We're just feeling tissue here. I want you to imagine a string between your hip bones here. And I want you to use your abdominal muscles to tighten that string to bring your fingers all the way into the center. You should feel muscle bulk up underneath your fingertips. Another cue I like to use is imagine a clock over your abdomen, 9 o'clock being on one side, 3 o'clock being on the other. I want you to squeeze 3 and 9 to the middle of the clock. Again, you should feel a firmness under your fingertips. Imagine closing your sweater at the bottom and then zipping up all the way as you close the sweater. So you want to feel your ribs pull in to midline, all while keeping your glutes quiet and your inner thighs quiet. So take a deep inhale, feel your ribs expand. Exhale, pull those hip bones in together. You're gonna hold. And then from here, we're just going into our nice, gentle, alternating hip folds. And what you're looking for here is that your hips and your pelvis stay stable and level with pubic bone. If you feel like your pelvis kind of teeters off to one side, that's a good cue to take a deep inhale, reset, relax those muscles, pull in again, and then continue on. You're welcome to take breaks as needed. It's always good quality over quantity. I'd rather you do like 5 or 6 really good reps than rush through 10 to 12. You want to keep those ribs into the mat, so you want to be popped out through the back of your shirt. And all while maintaining your breath. If you feel your ribs flaring and kind of poking away from the mat, pull them back in. Now you're welcome to just continue here, or if you want to progress this, you can bring your one leg up to tabletop, take a deep breath, exhale, other leg comes up, and then you can lower and lower. So you end up in a double leg tabletop. I like to alternate which leg I bring up. It's that moment where both your legs in tabletop that is going to challenge your core. If your ribs start pulling away and you can't keep them pushed down, then that's an indication that it might just be a little bit too challenging and to go back into that alternating tabletop. Now, if you still want more of a challenge and this is too easy, you can bring your legs into that double tabletop and go into a toe dip or a toe tap. Again, keeping those ribs down, definitely feeling lower abdominals. Again, if this is too much, just bring it back a step. We're just going to be here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, almost there, 3, 2, 1, and then bring one foot down. And then the other arms can come out to a T. You're just going to sway those hips side to side. You can have feet together, feet apart, whatever feels good for you. You're welcome to play around with both options. And then knees are going to come back into center. Feet are going to be hip width apart. You want your feet to be as even as possible, all your toes nice and heavy on the mat. We're going into just like a nice glute bridge. We're going to do an articulating glute bridge. So we want to initiate this bridge by tucking this tailbone and pelvis. So you curl your tailbone points up, your back flattens on the mat. You get heavy through your feet, heavy through your shoulder blades and arms, and you curl into your bridge. What we're looking for is that our knees stay in line with our hips and that they didn't just kind of flare out to the side. You're really pulling in abdominals here, and you're feeling lots of glute and hamstring. Now, if you need to adjust where your feet are, feel free to do so. And then you're slowly lowering down, starting from the backs of your shoulder blades, your chest, your ribs. Feel your belly button sink down, and then your tailbone will get heavy. And then you can kind of uncurl that tailbone. Take a deep inhale, prepare. Exhale, curl tailbone up, roll into that bridge. Feel your hips open, and then slowly layering down one vertebrae at a time. So I want you to go at your own pace here. Remembering to tuck that tailbone, reaching long at the top, making sure you're not arching through that low back. It tends to look like I'm arching through my low back because I do have an exaggerated extension of my low back. So for me, this is as high as I can typically go without adding any extra extension through that low back. But I'm feeling lots of glutes. I'm feeling inner thighs. I'm pulling abdominals in as best I can. And I do feel a tightness in my knees, so I'm just going to walk my feet away a little bit and trial that. Now, if you want, you can reach your arms up as you come into your bridge, or they can stay down by your side for more support. If you want, you have that ball, you can add that ball between your knees, but you don't have to. Take a break if you feel like you're going to cramp through the hamstrings and the back of the leg. This is good. We're going to do 4 more. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. And then rolling all the way down, you can bring your knees into your chest and just rock side to side. And feet can come back down to the mat. And you're just going to roll off to your left side. And then we are going to come into a kneeling position. So we're going to get into a bit of side work here. A little bit of core work, glute work. Now, if any of this doesn't feel good on your hand or your wrist, please feel free to come down into a side lying position. Anything we do up on the wrist, we can do in side lying. So to start here, we're just tucking the tailbone so our butt's not poked back. Hands will be on our head. We're just going to tip up and over into a side bend. So as I tip to the right, I'm getting really heavy in that left foot so it doesn't peel off the mat. I'm using the left side of my body to help bring me back to center. Pull those ribs in. If you want your arms, they can come up to the side. They can also just stay on your head. Starting to get our obliques awake if they're not already. We warmed up that side bend with our mermaid. Good, 1 more each side. And then arms are going to come to the side here. From here, you're going to tip over to the left. Right leg is going to reach long. My right arm is up in the air, but if you want, you can just bring it to your side. Right now, my ribs are kind of flaring forward, so I'm going to tuck those in. I'm going to start with my hand on my hip, and from here, we're just going to lift and lower that leg. When you feel comfortable, when you feel stable, you can bring that arm up, bring that head back. Stay supported through that left arm. Make sure that right leg's not coming forward at all. We want it right in a nice straight line with our spine. Again, if ribs are poking forward, pull them in. Lots to think about. Working our body in different positions, which is really important. Feeling that right glute firing, probably that left one as well. Tying those abdominals in. We go for 3, 2, 1. We hold up, we circle for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and reverse for 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that leg down. Hand comes up. Stable through that right foot. Can you push with your left arm? Windmill up. So that right side was working quite a bit. Bring this leg to a bend. And then from here, tipping, reaching, supporting that right side of the body. Maybe starting with your hand on your hip, tucking those ribs, head back. We lift for around maybe 15 or so. And keep breathing. In 3, 2, 1. We hold, we circle 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse. You got 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Plant that foot. Windmill up. Both knees come down. And sit those hips back. Grab a quick drink of water. We're going to transition to hands and knees next. So stretch those wrists out if you need it. Again, take a sip of water. And then we're going to meet on hands and knees here. Spinal mobility here. Nice cat-cow. You press your hands and your knees, touching that tailbone, rounding that spine. Deep inhale. Exhale. Drop that belly down, looking forward. And then going at a comfortable pace. And again, if this isn't comfortable for you, or if one direction's not comfortable, you can always just ease out of that direction. So don't force any range of motion. That's not going to feel good for your body. This class is meant to be gentle. It's meant to be feel good. So don't force anything that's not feeling good. One more each direction. And then you're going to find your middle. So doing one of each and then kind of finding what feels good in the middle. You're going to pull those deep abdominals, and we're just going to start with arm reaches. So alternating arm reaches. Finding stability in your other limbs, looking straight down. When you feel ready, you're going to add on the opposite leg reach. Back stays as flat as you possibly can. The trick is finding stability in those opposite limbs. So hands under shoulders, knees under hips. I'm getting heavy in my left hand and my right knee. I lift that right arm and left leg. And as long as I'm staying over that hand and wrist and supported and pressing down, I should be nice and flat. Don't rush through this. More each side. And then widen those hips, reach those arms long, you can stretch those wrists out. Enjoying a nice child's pose. And then I'm going to come onto my forearms next. I'm going to reach my right leg long. And then from here, getting heavy in that right elbow especially, I'm just lifting and lowering that right leg for 10. 9, not going too high so that I'm extending in my low back. I'm flexing my foot. I'm feeling the right side of my body really turn on. I'm not pushing away. I'm staying heavy on that right leg. We've got about 5 more. 4, 3, 2. On this one, we hold, we bend the knee for 10. 9, keep it lifted. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then bring it in. We just go right to the other side. So now I'm getting really heavy through that left elbow, and we just lift for 10, 9. This is where you'll notice again that weaker side. 2, 2. We hold 1, we bend for 10, 9, 8, lower down, and then another child's pose. Really reach those arms long. You can shift side to side. And then one last thing here. Again, this is going to be optional. If this doesn't feel good, just enjoy that child's pose a little bit longer. We're just going to do like a modified push-up here. We're going to do as many as we can. Knees are bent. Only going as low as you can. Give me 5 to 10. 3, 2, I think that was maybe about 8. And then you can shake it off. You can roll those shoulders. You can do arm circles. And then we are going to finish off on our stomachs. If this doesn't feel good for you, you are welcome to just kind of lay on your back and go into a final stretch that feels good for you. So we're going to start flat, tailbone tucked, so that you feel your pubic bone get heavy into the mat. Energize through the legs. We just start with the shoulders relaxed. We hover that head straight away from the mat. We're still looking down. Chin is towards the throat, and then we lower down. We bring that chin to throat and down. Now we hover the head. We're going to roll an imaginary marble away, so you look beyond the mat, just right to the edge. You look back to center and lower down. Hover the head. Roll that marble away, looking beyond the mat. Looking back to center and straight back down. Hover the head. Roll the marble away. Roll it back and down. Now, if it doesn't feel good for you to have your face in your mat, I like to get a towel to rest my head on. That's totally fine, or a water bottle. This next time we hover the head, we roll the marble away, we press through the hands, trying to keep the hips down into that swan stretch or that cobra. And then we come all the way down. We're just going to do 2 more like this. Hover the head, roll the marble away, peel the chest up, and then down. Last one here. Hover, roll that marble, peel up. Back into a child's pose. Shift your weight forward, tuck the toes into a downward dog. You can pedal the feet and ankles if you want. Getting a nice stretch to the backs of the legs. Then you're going to slowly walk your feet to your hands. You can bend the knees, straighten the knees. So really working into a hamstring stretch here. Holding one last final stretch. And then we're going to slowly articulate up to standing, so that tailbone's going to tuck and curl first. And then each bone in your spine is going to stack one by one. And then big reach up to the ceiling. Sometimes I like to sway and just shake it all out. That's feeling good for you. Adding a little bit of a rotation. Shaking everything out before you carry on with the rest of your day. Thank you for joining me for another Pilates class. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. I look forward to making more videos for you.